Now, there are many ways to extricate yourself out of the box. Now, one of the things that we talk about on the Light Party, on our spiritual section, is how do you transmute fear? How do you move beyond fear? Well, one of the key things, is working with what's called the violet flame.
The violet flame of God's infinite perfection is the most powerful tool available to help us accelerate the integration of our I Am presence. It is the perfect balance of our Father God's blue flame of power and divine will, and our Mother God's pink flame of divine love and reverence for all life. This sacred fire will transmute the etheric records and memories associated with the negative behavior patterns that were left behind by our human egos.
Another thing, which is the Course of Miracles, is working and understanding the power of forgiveness.
And I've decided that we're really not to blame for the love that's deep inside us now. It's still the same, and the sound we make together is the music to the story in your eyes. It's been shining down upon you now. Realize, listen to the tide slowly turning. Wash your heartaches away.
Because we've all been conditioned with limited belief systems, we have to understand that we've been conditioned. This is what Buddhism deals with. Accept the fact that we've been conditioned. We've hook, line, and sinker. We've bought a lot of nonsense, either from a religious level, from our parents, from our schools. We have basically accepted many things that aren't necessarily true at all. I mean, now I'm speaking as an MD. I was trained in an allopathic system. I got out of that system in the 70s, and I was very nervous about it because I had the responsibility of trying to help people and heal them. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I knew that I had to re-educate myself. But what I did know at the time is that I followed one precept. Of course, in my education and awakening and all this, I moved through many levels of growth. But the thing that my golden thread was, do no harm. And I knew at the time that I was giving drugs and I was giving advice that was fundamentally doing a lot of harm. And I was very much in conflict with myself. Hence, I wrote a book called Medicine Today, Healing Tomorrow, which at the time was a very revolutionary book because it was a heavy critique on the allopathic model. And then I began to study, and at the time I was in San Francisco. I was drawn to many healers because the Bay Area is a very kind of forward-thinking place. I learned about acupuncture, I learned about Chinese philosophy, I learned about herbs, and then I got into more deeper spiritual teachings and understood the power of the subconscious and the mind and how the mind affects the body, and then understood more and more about how the immune system is the key to good health. that most diseases are fundamentally autoimmune diseases. The germ theory of disease, you get germs and viruses, they're all over the place. Why are some people healthy and don't get affected by germs and viruses, and why do some people get sick? The flu system is around the corner, and a lot of people get sick and they run to the doctors and get vaccinated, while a lot of people say, it doesn't affect me. Why? Because the belief system is not congruent with the fact that you're just not going to accept that viruses are going to do you in, and that you'll take certain precautions. You'll learn how to maintain and protect your immune system. You can do that nutritionally, you can do it with herbs, you can do it spiritually. Now, very interesting enough, the main key to the immune system is the alimentary tract and the thymus gland. Does everybody here know where the thymus gland is and what it is? Does anybody know what the thymus gland is? Thymus gland is what mediates it's really what mediates your entire immune system. The thymus gland, all our different glands connect to different chakra systems. The thymus gland, interesting enough, lies right over, it's connected to the heart chakra. So there's a whole science called psychoneuroimmunology. So scientifically, we know that our immune system is absolutely the key to good health. Now, if you take it psychologically and spiritually, the heart chakra is the love chakra. Now, if we have fear, anger, hatred, resentment, it shuts down the heart chakra. Now, guess what happens if you shut down the heart chakra? You shut down the immune system. So healthy mind, healthy body. This was understood by the Greeks thousands of years ago. So it's very interesting. Now, what these videos are all about, and what I do with music, and there are many ways this opens up the heart chakra. These aren't just pretty pictures. That, what you're looking at right now, that diamond, is called the monad. You're actually, through my artists, we've actually created images that have been transmitted to us that bring you back into understanding what's behind all of it. That is what's behind all of it, 24/7. That is called the monad, the Atman, Kethron, the tree of life. That's what's pulsing 24/7. That is the Godhead energy. You're looking at it. Now, our job is to connect to that consciously, but understanding that there's never a time, never was a time, and never will be a time where we're not connected to it. So part of the job is to meditate, become aware of our connection to Source, infinite love, infinite wisdom, infinite power, and begin to refine our consciousness and refine our bodies so that we become much more sensitive to the guidance that we're receiving moment by moment by moment. And understanding in a very deep level, because this is what's behind it all, is what's behind the universe and the dance is love and beauty and grace and fun, which we have forgotten about because we have taken it all very, very seriously. And we have lost our innocence, and we've been embedded into a very highly technological, fear-based world. And as a result, we've all contracted our consciousness. Is everybody following the concepts here? So, our point is, if you go into the Light Party website, beside the philosophical, spiritual foundation I'm talking about, is very, very practical information. And I have a book called The Human Ecology Program, Comprehensive Health Maintenance and Rejuvenation Process, that came out of my work of the director of San Francisco Medical Research Foundation. I'll tell you this, San Francisco Medical, the Light Party, was a research and development project of the San Francisco Medical Research Foundation, of how the point was that we wanted to bring the holistic perspective into the political mix. And of course, there's a timing here, because in the 70s I already knew, or believed, that until we really began to emphasize wellness and prevention and began seriously understanding how proper nutrition is critical to good health, common sense, that we were going to have a massive breakdown, financial breakdown, because there are going to be so many sick people walking around nobody can afford it. Well, the key to the healthcare crisis is very simple. What do you think it is? Stay healthy. Well, no, that's true, Phil. That takes work. That means look, let me tell you something about myself. I mean, I'm fortunate. My foundation, I've run it on a shoestring for the last 20 years. This is how I do this work. I run a small but very powerful. We have an email database now that goes all over to 800,000 people. We do a thing every 3 times a month. It's called a planetary service announcement. We broadcast art. We broadcast the best information on health that we just put out a statement every month, but it's always inspiration, education, inspiration, education, inspiration, education. The thing to really understand, when you really understand reality or take a look at what's behind it, is this whole thing of infinite power. The universe is a super empowerment program. It's always empowering themselves to grow and to progress. It can't do anything else because it's infinitely creative. At the highest levels, we can't even begin to imagine what God is creating. God created us. God created universes within universes within universes. Science looks out into space and it's infinite. Well, more importantly, on a personal, practical level, God, DNA, created us. God got us all that is. But God got us all that is, created us to become just like God got us. In other words, we are the creator created. We are the creator created. We are the creator created. So it's like that Nike commercial, be like Mike. Become God-like, become Buddha-like, become Christ-like. Because that is in our DNA to become that. That is our divine inheritance. And as we become truly who we are, then the whole world perception and attitude shifts. We become peace-loving, compassionate, forgiving, creative individuals. So the way I look at it is the one becomes the few, becomes the many, becomes the all, and then we have this beautiful awakening where we begin to see the world as it really is, with new eyes, the new heaven, the new earth. And what's intimate to seeing the world with a proper attitude, and I stress this over, is the purification of the mind and the body.